It's the mid of November, and I'm sat here with a friggin' toy soldier, a candle. I've got a horrible Christmas jumper on, a scarf, indoors, friggin' Santa hat, fake moustache. And you want me to start doing Christmas reviews? I tell you what, the things I'll do for that big paycheck every month from doing YouTube. You're the worst manager that I've ever had. The cigarette's not even real, for God's sake. Yeah, it's hardly the most festive setup, is it? And this moustache, it's a black moustache. Do you swear that you'll fix that in post? Make it white? Make me actually look like Father Christmas? Because I feel like a prized twat. Ho, 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 ho. So, yeah, welcome to the first episode of the 12 Days of Clueless, which is probably going to end up like my Oktoberfest series, which just went from episode to episode, recorded in advance, no rhyme, no reason, hodgepodge, put together, and, yeah. Merry Christmas, I suppose. But anyway, enough of this nonsense. Fake moustaches. When you find them lying around the house, you've got to use them. So yeah, this is the first episode of hopefully 12 Christmas-related reviews. If it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out. But I'm recording this, it's nowhere near December yet. But as soon as I find a Christmas beer, picking it up, getting a review like this done, so then I don't have to worry about reviewing stuff at Christmas, which is always a good thing. So we're kicking off with a German beer. Picked this up from my local Aldi, and it was like the last one on the shelf, so who the hell's been buying Christmas beers now? Well, this idiot, obviously. And yeah, we're going back to Schwaben Bräu, even though I don't think that's the actual name of the brewery. I did review their Oktoberfest beer, it was their Folkfest beer, which I picked up also from Aldi. And yeah, that was a fairly okay fest beer. Funny enough, that was when I did my totally clueless Oktoberfest 2017, which I will of course put the playlist down below. We've got a German beer to kick things off. I've been missing Germany, because I spent a hell of a long time in Germany, drank some fantastic beers, some absolutely beautiful beers. Yeah, I thought I'd kick things off with a nice German. So, Schwaben Bräu WeihnachtsBier. Clocking in at 500ml clocking in at 5.5% in a 500ml bottle. Off to a great start already. In a really nicely presented label. I do like that artwork. Sort of reminds me actually of the Wintertraum from Weltenberg Kloster, which is my favourite Christmassy beer of all time. And if I can get hold of a bottle, I don't care if I have to pay £3, I don't care if I have to pay £5. I'm getting a couple of bottles of that and I'm going to be reviewing it on this. But that's the beauty of it. I don't know how this is going to pan out. If it doesn't work, I'm going to upload them anyway. And yeah, so without any further ado, let's get this bottle open, because I do love these flip tops. If I was a home brewer, I'd just be buying all these beers pretty much every week just for the bottles alone. So let's get this show started. The party started. Got my ironic sweater on already with a penguin with googlier eyes than me. Let's get it going. And what a satisfying pop that was. Going to be using my German glass as well. The beautiful city of Kassel in the Hessen region. Fantastic city. A little bit run down in places, but it does hold the Documenta, which is like a citywide arts and culture exhibition type thing with like Ivave, or Ivave, I can't remember his name, who's been And yeah, a really nice cultural hotspot. Don't really think it's got much of a craft beer scene though, although they do have the Martini Brewery, and they do an absolutely wonderful Pilsner. I think it was them or the Castle Brewery, I can't remember. It's been quite a while since I was in Castle. But yeah, so nice glass. Hopefully a nice beer. Let's get the beer poured and see what we get. So don't know much about this one. It could pretty much be the same exact beer that we had when I reviewed the Volksfest beer, but we shall see. So, beer in a glass, and that is a lovely golden colour, nice clarity, nice gentle carbonation. Not a bright beer by a stretch, but it's not like a really amber beer. It's not, well, I suppose it's almost getting into that Märzen style territory, but beer poured with just shy of 2 fingers worth of a white fluffy head. I haven't put it all in so I could get my nose in there, but yeah. I wasn't really expecting it to look too different to this, but it's a tad bit paler than I was expecting, I will say that. So let's see what we get on the nose. It's got that like very slight dusting of sherbet lemon in there. Sort of a biscuity malt is coming through, like a plain biscuit. And as that head's dying down, that muskiness is coming out a little bit more. But it's not like, it's nowhere near skunky or anything like that. It's just got that sort of like damp barn sort of malt character. Not the really nicest smelling beer in the world by any stretch, but no off aromas, no metallic-y notes or anything like that. It's just very simple, and that very subtle citrus character just helps lift the beer a little bit, gives it a little bit of character. But anyway, off to a good start. Let's give it a taste. Prost. And it's got that sort of like cheap malt extract sort of flavour. Almost like a slight corn syrup as well. In fact, it is quite syrupy. Body's a little bit thin as well. It's been a while since I drank the Volksfest beer, but I'm reminded of it. It tastes quite similar. Not much going on. There's no like festive spice characters in there. Not even any sort of like very subtle mulled wine, glühwein characters, which, to be honest, I wouldn't expect it, so don't know why I brought that point up. But hey, maybe a very subtle nuttiness in there. It's biscuity, cracker-like. It's a perfectly drinkable beer, don't get me wrong, but there's like very subtle syrupy off flavour coming through on the back end. Body a little bit too thin for me, but it is very drinkable, and I don't think it broke the bank at all paying for this. It was about in between £1 and £2, you know, that's the ballpark you're looking at. It's one that there's not much to complain about, but it's just a little bit dull. And aside from, well, I say that, but there is that like slightly unsatisfying off flavour coming through. But from even having in previous years, and fantastic pour there, Peter, even from having previous like Christmas beers or festive seasonal beers over the years, they've had a little bit of something to them. They've either gone into that slightly dunkel fruitcake territory, or they've had at least some sort of like subtle spicy tone that helps differentiate it from the other pale lagers that are released all year round by those breweries. But this, it's not really festive. There's nothing screaming Christmas or winter or, you know, anything like that. I mean, after a few, you'd be singing, you know, Last Christmas, or those traditional Christmas songs that you never conscientiously know the words to, but you can proper blast it out on the Christmas karaoke. So, you know, it's a sociable, easy drinking beer, which I suppose is a good thing about Christmas. Well, it's one of the best things about Christmas, is people coming together. And if you had like a fridge full of this, people would just be popping it up, knocking them back, having a good time, and much like I made a point of saying in Oktoberfest, if they have this at an office Christmas party, then you might be getting lucky, ladies and gentlemen. But as a beer to just sit down and savour, not really doing it for me. Would I go out of my way to pick up another bottle of this anytime soon? Don't think so, because it's not even got like that placebo effect of, oh, it's a Christmassy beer, I feel Christmassy, because you're drinking it and it's like, I could drink this beer all year round in Germany. And I think that's to me anyway. It's just not helping the beer. But it's not a bad beer. I can't stress that it's not a bad beer. But it's not exactly the best start to this little series. Highly recommended you give it a go. Every beer I think you should try at least once so you can gauge your own opinion, form your own palate, that sort of thing. But if I do find other Christmas beers over the next few weeks, I'm hoping that they'll be much more satisfying and superior beers than this, because it's just not really offering much. So in terms of a rating then, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. It's just quite generic. So if you've tried this beer, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. What are some of your favourite Christmas seasonal beers? Doesn't matter which country it's from, just hit me up with recommendations for next year. And yeah, let's see what the next 11 days bring. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you tomorrow.